Yesterday we learnt about few more Bootstrap related classes, how to apply various margins, padding, border, backgrounds, text. So many points we learned. I will give a simple point about those. Already we discussed about Bootstrap classes. In the Bootstrap classes, we learnt about containers, about the box model. In box model, we have like margin, padding, we have border, radius, another one width and height. This comes under box model. We learnt about positions. We learnt about display. So we learnt about text and background colors. So we discussed about how do you use the text and background colors. Right. Next important, we have another what we discussed in the last session. These all classes we learned. So yesterday in our class, these topics we discussed. Let me show you the example here. So we learned about all those effects and we learned how to create a simple example. So we tried creating a small example like this. So we created a simple example this. Alignments, placements, everything we done by using Bootstrap classes. Have you tried them? I shared a classroom group. You can get the notes there. After the end of all concepts, I will share a PDF document with all examples. You can try them. Okay, so today we will see some more important classes. Actually, in Bootstrap, we will see how do we use text, style, and format. How we can apply the text styles and formats for that few ready-made classes they already provided. Not everything, few. Generally, text style and format is you have learned headings, am I right? You learned headings. For headings, we have a class called, these are the classes. For headings, we have a class called H1. H1, you know, up to we can apply H6. These are related to headings. Headings, you can define H1 to H6. Actually, these are classes. Classes means what? Suppose you are having a simple div. And for the div also you can apply a class H4 or H3 like that. You don't need heading element. For ordinary div, you can keep that, then it looks like heading. Ready-made heading level related classes are available. You can apply them. For example, see, we will add another page. Now I will put a page here. I told you already for page, we have to link two files. Relation is what? Style sheet, href, it is node modules, bootstrap icons, font icons.css. Another link relation style sheet, node modules, Bootstrap, dist, CSS, and Bootstrap CSS. Two script files we need to keep. One script file is node modules, jQuery, dist, jQuery.js. Another one is node modules. We have Bootstrap, dist, JS, Bootstrap bundle.js. And for body, we will apply container what? Fluid. And here, now we will see a simple div is present. This is like Bootstrap. Actually, this is a normal text. That is a normal text. We can apply heading style for this by applying a simple class H1. H1 is a class which is used to apply heading 1. You don't need heading element. For ordinary span and div also you can apply heading styles. And you know heading levels will be from 1 to how many? 6. We can put the heading levels. We can directly define headings by using this. That you can manage by using heading. Another important, we have FS, and you have to mention size. This is nothing but font size from 1 to 6 levels you can give. In HTML, you learned font levels 1 to 7, right? Here you can give font size levels 1 to 7. FS is a class used for changing the font size. You can define the size from FS 1 to 6. You see now, suppose I remove this. This is normal here. This is normal. We want to increase the font size. Then what we do? FS. You can apply up to how much? 6. 6 is the largest font size here. You see here FS 6, 4, you see size increases. And FS 1 is the largest one. You can increase the font size. Font size can be defined by using FS. And actually here 6 is least. That means the smallest one is 6. Highest one is 1. You have another option FW. FW is font weight. Font weight you can give bold. We can give bold, bolder, like medium, like this. We can apply some styles. If you want bold effect, then you don't need to write B tag. You can directly apply a class. What is that class? FW. What is it? Bold. Bold means it will be like this. You can simply apply bold by using this. You want italic, then you have to use FST. You can give italic. We have italic, we have normal like this. FST is for font style. FW is for font weight. Font weight, font style. You can apply like this. FST, for FST italic. That means it will be italicized. So you can apply italic or normal. So you can define font bold and italic. So you can apply like div. We have a class. FS is 1 and FW is bold and FST is italic. So like this we can apply. Some text will come like this we are defining. So we have the classes for font size, font weight, and font style. And these are all text related. These are all text related. And next we have, I think in CSS you learned text decoration. Am I right? What is it? In CSS, you learn text decoration. Text decoration is used to give underline, overline, line through. That means text decoration, you have underline, or you have overline, or you have line through, or you have none. This is to define underline. You want to give underline, strikeout, overline. We can apply by using what? Text decoration. Text decoration is the class you can apply by using underline and all. So text decoration, you see text decoration as underline. Text decoration underline, you see underline will come. Actually, you might have worked with hyperlinks, anchor. So when you work with hyperlink, suppose Amazon, this hyperlink usually have a underline automatically. Then what we do is we apply a class text decoration as none. Text decoration none, it is going to remove underline. Hyperlinks usually have underline automatically. You can remove that by using text decoration none. We have another option. We can use link contextual. Link contextual means success, danger, warning, all these. Actually, link contextual means like this. We have link danger. Link danger means it will display red. Link colors we can change. Link can be what? Success. Link color will be like this. If anyone asks, by default, you know, link colors will be dark blue. Visited link colors will be in another color. You can change the link colors. You can simply apply this link and contextual. You know, contextual, no need to explain. Contextual means what? Success, danger, all these. So if you have a anchor, href, we can apply class. For the class, we are applying text decoration as what? None. And link, suppose we defined warning like this. You can put your text and anchor. So this all comes under the category of text. So we also have options like, you know, for example, we want to apply capital letters and all. We have text uppercase. That means it will keep in capital letter. Text transforms. That means you can write like text uppercase. We have like text lowercase. We have like text capitalize. Capitalize means every word first letter will be caps. These are text transformation related classes. You can convert complete paragraph or a sentence into capital letters, small letters, every word first letter, capital letter, just by adding these classes. So this is defined with a div, some class, we have text uppercase. So we have some welcome like this. So these all are related to text formatting, how we can format the text. So text related classes, let me give you a complete summary here. What are the classes we have? One is FS is for what? Font size. So FW, this is for font weight. We have FST, this is for font styles, font style. We have H. So here we can give 1 to 6. These are nothing but headings. We have like text uppercase, lowercase, am I right? Capitalize, capitalize. And what else we have? Today just we have seen some more. What is this? Yeah, link text decoration. Text decoration, you can have underline, you can have overline, line through, like this. And you can give none also. And we have like link contextual. These are all important related to text. Text alignment already yesterday I told you. Text start, we have text end, text center. These are alignment, left, center, and right. These are all text related options. When you know text related options, it is easy for presenting headings, paragraphs, and other contents. It is easy to make bold, italic, underline without using BIU. So officially in real world projects, I hope you have learned in HTML. In real world projects officially, we don't recommend to use font tag. We don't recommend to use font size like tags. We don't recommend to use bold, italic like things regularly. We always ask them to define by using styles. You will very rarely see in any project code people using this font size, color options like this. We apply by using styles and by using Bootstrap classes, right? So here you learned all the classes related to text. How do we format and modify the text? Next important, now you will understand about another is in the components, you are going to learn about how do we work with buttons. How do we work with buttons? That means button classes. Bootstrap have button classes. How we can apply effects for buttons, forms, more complex things we will see now. Actually, for buttons, we have ready-made classes. We have the classes BTN contextual. We have BTN outline contextual, BTN SM and BTN LG, BTN group. So, and BTN group vertical. We have a BTN toolbar, BTN link, BTN close. These are all the classes related to buttons. To make the buttons appearance good, we have ready-made classes for buttons. Bootstrap related button classes are these. Let's see how they work. BTN contextual, BTN outline, BTN small, BTN large, BTN group vertical, toolbar, and all this. Let's say how they work. One simple example I will show you. Let's create a design here. I am showing you some data list, data term. So ordinary button. This is actually button we have insert. You know how to create buttons, huh? This is an ordinary button. This is your general ordinary HTML button. Now, let's see how the button will work. This is Bootstrap button. In Bootstrap, you have a button. This is Bootstrap base. So we have some insert. How you can apply here is we just put a class called BTN. BTN will make the button like this. This is an ordinary button. That is the base class. When you apply the base class, it will remove border, it will remove background, and it will make the button plain. Once it becomes plain, you can apply lot of effects on that. That means I will show you here. We have a button insert. We have a button update. We have a button like delete. And observe now, first for button, we have to use the class BTN, and we have BTN primary. This looks like this. We have BTN success. It looks like this. And we have BTN and some BTN danger. It looks like this. Remember, BTN is the base class. Without this, you can't apply this. You have to make sure that first you are applying which class? BTN. If you don't apply this BTN and just put only BTN danger, it will not work. You have to first apply BTN. Then you have to apply them. Contextual buttons means they look like this. You have another one. I will show you. Instead of writing this, you can try like this. BTN outline primary. BTN outline success. BTN outline danger. You see now the buttons look like this. These are outline buttons. We have contextual buttons. We have outline buttons. Buttons can be displayed in this way. Outline and context. We have another one. We can put button with different size. We can put BTN SM. This is for small. We can put BTN LG. BTN LG is for large. You can see button sizes are different. This is the ordinary button. This is small and this is large. Button size increases. It changes. So this is button related options. Next important, button contextual, outline, small, large. We have button groups. Actually, suppose you have the buttons, all of them like this. Suppose all the buttons, I will give here another one. Okay, all the three buttons are present. Insert, update, delete. They look separated from each other. You can just make this, all are present in this container DD. Here you can apply the class BTN group. You can see they look like a group combined. They look like combined. If same color is there, it looks like one button. Same background, if you give, they look like one button. But actually, it's a combination of three buttons. And you can put BTN group vertical. That means it will keep like this. Automatically, orientation will change for the button. Button vertical and button group. For example, if all are having same, like BTN danger and BTN danger, and you see all will look like this. These are button groups. We have special buttons. Special buttons are nothing but you have class BTN and BTN close. You can see it is a close button. You have a close button. Button close. Automatically it looks like a close button. We have special button like suppose we have sign out. Usually sign out, log out, all these people show like links, but they are not links, buttons only, but you can apply BTN and BTN link. Then you can see it looks like a link button. It's a button only, but looks like a link. These are the ready-made button related classes. You have another special. Suppose let's put here, I will keep a data term toolbar, data definition. Suppose I am applying here button as home. I'm having button as about. So button as some shop like this. And we have like button pages. Actually, this is a set of buttons. Huh? Now what I will do is for these buttons, all are present in this container. And I will give for all these buttons simply class btn danger. Same I will apply for all buttons. Same I am applying for all buttons. They look like this. Previously we applied button group. Now see what we will do is we will put a class btn toolbar and put a background dark or danger. And you see toolbar looks like this. It looks like this, a combined one. You can keep a toolbar like this. Toolbar means it just spreads from left end to right end. That is a bootstrap. You can use group. Group means only up to that part. You can put a complete like a toolbar. You can keep like a toolbar. That is possible by using btn toolbar. So we have all these related to buttons. We got all of this. What is the base class? btn is the base class. You have contextual, outline contextual, small, large buttons. Button group horizontal and vertical. Button toolbars are there. Special buttons, we have button link, another one button close. For all of them, make sure that first you apply the class btn. That is mandatory. Okay, these are all the button related classes. So I will copy this example for you. This example, I will keep it here. Now, remember, it is not necessary that you have to apply these only for buttons. Generally, in real development, we put these for links also. For example, suppose we are having a link anchor. Anchor href is some www.amazon.in. So this is some Amazon shopping. Actually, it is a link. It is a link. Amazon shopping is a link. What you can do is for this also, you can apply btn and btn warning something. And you can see it looks like this. It is not a button, but it looks like a button. It is a link on. Link we can make look like a button. It's not necessary that these are applied only for button. Mostly we apply anywhere we have some clickable event. Even a div have a clickable functionality through JavaScript. There also you can apply class as button. A div also looks like this, right? These are all related to buttons. Is it clear? These are how we define the button, right? Next important, now very major one is about form classes. How we can use the form classes. How we can deal with the form classes. You learnt various form elements, na? HTML, text box, radio, passwords and all. To create a good form for websites, you have ready-made classes. You just apply them. Then you can create very good forms in a simple way, very faster. So actually, what are the form classes we are having in Bootstrap? We have one is form label. Form label is used for a element like label. You have a label element now. Form label is used for this label. We have form check label. This is used for label for radio or checkbox. Generally for radios checkbox, we use labels. For radios checkbox, you are using labels, then you have to use form check label. We have form control. It is used for text box, password, number, date. So it have URL, email, text area, all such things you can apply. That means string related. You learned input type text. You learned input type password. You learned input type number. Am I right? All those elements will use a class called as what? Form control. You learned drop down list. Then for that we have form select. Form select is used for which element? Select. You are creating drop downs. Drop downs are defined by using select. Form select is used for that. Form control have color. This is for input type color. So we have a form control. Yeah. We have form control, a file. This is for input type file. You learned input type file. We have form. This is a range. It is for input type range. Input type range, we have this. Form labels and all. We have form check input. This is for radio or checkbox. We have form switch. This is for radio or checkbox container. For radio or checkbox container, we use form switch. Radio or checkbox container means in which container you kept a radio button, in which container you kept a checkbox. For that container, you have to use class called form switch. I will show you. So these are the classes that you have to use for presenting form. To present form, these are the classes you need to use. Okay, let's create a simple form and try. We will create a simple form and see. Few elements I will show here. Other elements you can try by yourself here. Let's see. For example, here we are designing a form. Let's create a form. What I will do here is we will put a style height as 100 VH. 100 VH is what? Viewport height. Viewport height means screen height. And we will use options deflex, justify content what? Center, align items what? Center. Yesterday I told you, justify content center horizontally, align item center vertically, we apply. You see now, I am creating a form. Observe, for this form, this is class border some 2 and border as dark and padding is 3. Like this I apply. And the W25, width 25. Now inside this, I am giving a heading, register user. And here for this heading, I am using a class BI person fill. We have person fill. Person fill I am using. You see now, this is the register we are having. And I will use some rounded also. It looks corner curved. This is actual the size. Now we want to design a form. Traditionally, you learned in HTML how to create a professional form. Order for form is like this. When you are designing a form, every category you have to keep in a div. In this div, category means suppose form have username, password, age, city. Username is one category, password is another category. You have to keep a category in a div. In that, you should have a label. This label refers to what? Username. Under that label, another div. To enter username text box. Input type is what? Text. This is the way how we design a form category professionally. That means every category will have a label and will have a element. And this element have a name. This is username. This name is attached to label using a for attribute for username. That means this label is working for this text box. That is the professional way of designing a form for real time. Anywhere when you are designing a form, these rules you have to follow. Right? You may be Java, .NET, PHP, Python, the form that you design for login, register, these basic tradition rules you have to follow. That means this is how we design actually. This is label and this is the element. This label is attached to element by using what? For. So that is a data binding property actually. Okay, this is one category. This is for what? Username. I will go into another category. Another category now. This is for a password. Let's put here another label. This is password. This is password. And this should work for whom? Password. And input type is password. And name is what? Password. That is the general option. Okay. After that, I will put here div and label as suppose age. And for age, I will keep here. This is for age. I will put a slider. Input type is equal to range. You learned input type range. Huh? Range is a slider. Now what happens is, this is the option. Okay, keep it like that. Another div, we will have a label, your city. And for entering city, we will put a select and we have an option, your city. Or say select city. And we have option, you know how to design drop downs and all. So we have option like Hyderabad. Okay. I will keep another container. This have a label called subscribe something. And here this label will be actually for home city. And this drop down will have a name called what? City. This is subscribe. Under this we are giving a div. Here we have input type is what? Checkbox. And here we have a label. Yes, subscribe. Yes, I'm giving yes. That means it's just yes, no, they have to select a checkbox. Okay. And after this, another div, we keep a button register. Observe now, actually the form looks like this. We designed a form with a lot of elements, but how you can make it perfectly appearing form? How you can keep perfectly appearing form? See, first point is every category needs some gap. Am I right? Every category needs some gap. Username, password needs some gap. So for every category, you have a div. You make sure that the class is some margin bottom 3. That means margin bottom of every category, we will keep some gap. Margin bottom 3, I am applying for every category. And after this, we don't need for button. So now you see some gap is there. Every category have a gap. Okay. For labels, you have a special class. Let's apply them. Wherever you find a label, labels need to be applied with a class, as label is applied with a class form label. Observe carefully, automatically, is there any difference? Label have a difference. Some space is there. Na? This is not there in other labels. That means label have a special class. If you want to highlight them, then you can use options like what? font weight as bold. Just now you learned you can make it bold. Italic, bold, all those you can apply. Currently, form label is okay. Wherever label is there, I will copy, and for label, we will put form label. For age, we will put form label. Okay. For city, we will put form label. And for subscribe, form label. But checkbox have a label beside. There you have to use a class form check label. Form check label is for labels which are present beside radio or checkbox. And you see now automatically the classes are applied. You will see some gap is there. Every category labels look better. Okay. Now point here is, what is that for text box we give? That is a text box. For text box, which class is applied? We apply the class called control. Text box, passwords, number, date, these all of them use a class called form control. You see now, I will apply here for the text box. Wherever text box is there, class as we apply class as form control. And you can see that this form control is applied and there is a difference now. Difference between the ordinary text box and the Bootstrap text box. You have a text box with a different appearance. Now the same you can apply for password. The same you can't apply for this because this is range. Range means slider, na? And for slider, we have a class called form range. We have form range. Form range is nothing but it will show a slider like this. It have a different color. For range, we can use it. What about drop down? For drop downs, we have to apply a class called form what select. Form select is for drop down. It looks like this. Drop downs have a special appearance. It looks like this. And see checkboxes. It looks normal. Am I right? You have for checkbox, you can apply class as form check input. Form check input is for checkbox. You see checkbox look little different, but there is one special interesting about checkbox is, where is that checkbox present? It is present in this container. Am I right? In Bootstrap 5, if you apply for this container as form switch, then automatically checkbox turns like a switch like this. That is defined by using checkbox only. You will see like this in so many websites. That is in your Windows also, you will see like these switches. That is not a special element. It is a checkbox only. Checkbox or radios can get such appearance when you put them in a class called form switch. Now you can see this is form switch. So you can apply the form switch. You know how you can make it selected by default. Selected by default means checkbox have an attribute called what? Checked. Then by default it is selected. If you remove checked, it is not selected. If you give checked, then it is selected. Okay, now what about button? You already know. Button have a class. What is it? BTN, some warning. You see button looks like this. I want the button full screen to occupy, then W100. W100 means width 100. 100 means it will fit like this. You want to change the background color. You want to change the background color. You can apply the background colors effects for form. For form, you can apply like BG warning like this. It will be like this. We can apply like BG dark. So text white, am I right? And you can see the look like this. Different types of appearances you can give. And what about the button? For button, I am giving suppose like BTN light. BTN light is the button. It looks like this. These are different types of font elements. You have form related elements. For every element, you have a class. And if you apply these classes, then you can make the forms more better. Generally, to design forms, these classes are enough. Labels, text boxes, text box, password, number, for all of them, one class. What is that class? Control. If there is a slider, special class is there. Form range. If it is a color, you have form color. We have form file, form check input. And for checkbox and radios, this is special. What is it? Form switch. Syntactically, you should write like this. You have a div class as form switch. Only that I will give here. Input type is a checkbox. And for checkbox, you apply a class called form check input. And you can put a label like some yes, something. So that means where to apply form switch, you have to apply to the container. Make sure that the container is having form switch and the checkbox is having form check input. If anyone is missing, it will not work. And where to apply form switch, not to checkbox. You should apply to the container that have checkbox, not for checkbox. So you have buttons and you have form related classes. If you learn all these classes, you design all the other forms according to your requirements. And you just apply these classes on them. Wherever you find a text box, you apply form control. Wherever you find a radio, you apply form check input. Wherever you find a drop down, you have to apply form select. These are all the classes related to forms. Form classes we are having. I will give this example to you. This example I will copy, and this is related to forms. That's how we design a form. Right? Form related classes. Next, important, while working with the forms, you have another category, that is input group classes. Input group classes are present. Input group classes, only two are there. We have input group and we have input group text. Input group have a size SM or LG. Another one, we have like input group text. These are used to design forms. For forms, we use this input group. Input group, where it is used, I will show you. These three classes are enough. Input group text, input group LG or SM. Let's see, suppose you are having how this input group works. Let's see. I will take a new file. I will add as input group HTML. Every example we can try in a separate page actually. Suppose, see now, how we can handle that input group is, I'm just giving here a div. Okay. You see, I will run this. We are creating a simple interface like this. I will add here a select. I'm adding here a div, another one. This is actually say form. Close the form. In this, you have a div. In this div, observe carefully. We have a select. Select have an option called all. Okay. After that, we have a text box, input type text. And after that, we have a button. button have a class BI search. Actually, this is the appearance. You see Amazon search bars and all, right? Amazon and all search bars will be there. This is a drop down, this is a text box, and this is button. And observe carefully here. For text box, which class we have to apply? Form control. For button, which class we have to apply? BTN warning. Then they look like this actually. They look like this. This is how they look like. Now what I will do is, I will see how many elements are there? 3. One drop down, text box, button. All these 3 elements are in a container. We will put as input group. Input group means they all look like combined here. That's it. One more is there. This must be highlighted, right? This must be highlighted. Then we have to use this as input group text. If anyone you want to highlight input group text, then you will see this looks like this. This is how the Amazon bar looks like. That's how Amazon search bar looks like. And you know, text box will have a placeholder, na? It will have a placeholder. So we say like search amazon.in. You see a placeholder will come like this. This is input group. Input group is nothing but any number of elements you keep, they all look like combined into one. That is the combination of input group. So for text box, you apply text box class. For button, you apply button class. And all of them kept in one container. For that container, we have to apply which class? Input group. Input group. For example, see now. Suppose I am creating another div. Fine. This I am giving input type as email. And here placeholder your email address. Okay. After this, we will put a button, and button have get started. That is the word, and span class BI chevron right. Chevron right. Okay. You see now, this looks like this. It's like this. We will put some class margin top as 3. It will put a gap. Actually, this is a text box, email, and a button. And observe now, for these two, email, what is the class we apply? Form control. Form control is the class. And for button, what is the class we apply? BTN danger. And you see, they look like this. And what we will do is, these two are kept in a container. For that, we have to apply what it is? Input group. They look like this. Usually, this is how a Netflix button looks like. Suppose you see the Netflix, you see it looks like this. Background color is different. And the same we have designed here. If you want space between these, you can put a space. How you put the space? If you want to put a space, MS is what? Margin left. Margin left is 2. Then you will get some space here. This is the input groups actually. Input group is applied in this way. So input group will make all the elements look like combined. Actually, lot of times you use this in different ways. For example, suppose I am writing here a span class BI key fill. After that, I am using input type is password. After that, I am using another span class BI circle, check circle or check a square. Like this, I am giving. Actually, these look like this. They look like this. I want to make them look like combined as one. Then usually what we do is just apply the class as what? Input group. And to highlight left and right, we have to use input group as what? Input group as what? Text. Here also we will use input group as what? Text. And you can see that it looks like this now. And for text box or password, what is the class we apply? Form control. And you see it looks like this now. That means username, passwords, they put icons beside them. Actually, these symbols we change dynamically through JavaScript. If they are entering wrong details, it will come with a red cross mark. If they enter correct details, we put a green tick mark like that. They change dynamically. And these are, by seeing these, generally people ask, sir, how to put a icon in text box? It is not a icon in text box. It is an icon attached with the text box. That means people think that inside text box there is icon. It's not inside text box. You will have icons just attached to them, look like it is inside. That means you don't have buttons inside text box. You have a button attached to the text box. These are all designed by using what? Input groups. Input group. So input group is used for this combination. Syntactically, we write like this. We have a container. We have what? Input group. And anything you want to highlight, then we have to put a class input group as what? Text. That's important. So this is some text. And your elements, all elements you keep here, button, text box, anything like this you can keep. That's how we design input groups. Search bars, registration forms, login forms, which are one-line forms. Websites will keep one line in toolbars and all they design like that. And all they are created just by using only two classes, input group and input group text. So these are related to form. So let's go here. I will apply this example. I will copy this example. In this example, we have Amazon search, we have Netflix register, we have general register form related contents. I will copy this example for you. This is an example for input group. Now you have forms and we have input groups. Now comes very major things, that is interactions. We call them as bootstrap components. The major bootstrap components. Till now you just learned only classes for design, but now you have some functionality also for few of them. Let's see what is the bootstrap components. There are so many bootstrap components. One by one, we have to learn about them. First, alerts. Alert is nothing but it is an embedded message box displayed in page. You can dynamically close the message. You can dynamically close the message box. Opening the message box using through JavaScript you can do. In JavaScript you will learn about it. But Bootstrap have alerts which have embedded message boxes. And we can dynamically control them. What are classes required? We need classes alert, alert dismissible, dismissible, and we have alert contextual. Contextual means no need to explain every time. Primary, secondary, danger, warning, and all. We have alert title. We have alert subtitle, and we have alert link. Alert link. Alert title, alert subtitle, alert link, alert dismissible. So what is this? Remember, classes are not enough. You need some attributes. Actually, they have attributes. Attributes are to control. They are used to control the interactions. We have attribute data BS dismiss. So this is used to close any component. To close any component, we use data BS dismiss. This is a class. This is an attribute. Generally, to close any component on click. To close any component on click, we use an attribute called data BS dismiss. Now you will see the interesting part, how these will function actually. That means how they work here. Let's create a simple form. Let's create a simple form. Let's see how these will work. Okay, I have a form. Temporarily, I'm creating the form with a heading as register user login. Okay, good. We have a class BI person fill. Okay. We have a data list, data term, username, data definition. I will put input type is what? Text. For text, we have a class. What it is? Form control. Another one, we have password. For password, we have input type as what? Password. Here class as what? Form control. We put a button here, class BTN and BTN login. Okay, BTN, this is warning. Okay, and W100 is with 100. You see, we have a form like this now. And this button, we will use the word as what? Login. We have a form like this now. This is the form we are having. See the interesting part here for this. For this form, we are simply applying a class called alert. Observe carefully, by applying the class alert, there is nothing special. You need to put colors. That means I will keep alert warning. Then you see it looks like this. Alerts have different colors. Alert success, alert danger, alert warning. Okay, let's see more interesting. In this head, after heading, I will put a button, class BTN close. There is a close button, am I right? According to the general tradition, close button must be right side corner. Then you make this alert as alert dismissible. Alert dismissible means it will come right side corner. It will come right side corner. See the part here. It's not working now. We can make it work. Just what you have to do is on this button click, alert should close. You have to add an attribute for the button, data BS. What it is? Dismiss. Dismiss which component? Alert. Component name. Component is alert. And you see now here, interestingly, I click on this, it will close. You can close. Again, how it will open? On refresh, it will open. In JavaScript, you will learn click events. You put a button, and later I will show you other models also. When I click on this, automatically see refresh, this is it. and I click on it, automatically it will be closed. That means it have a functionality now. Anything you can keep inside it. It's not necessary that it should be a form like this. You see here, suppose this is the button we are having. This is simple alert. It's having a functionality. It is defined with a functionality. Now see, for example, I will copy this first. Okay. Now, how you define this? One more option I will give. Let's say I have a container. In this container, I have a heading, delete record. And here we put a paragraph, record will be deleted permanently. And here we will put an anchor, help. And we put a href hash. So here we put a button. We put a button as class btn and btn close. You see, actually, this looks like this. It's an ordinary one. And observe carefully, for this container, we are applying a class as what? Alert. I will keep alert what? Danger. Alert what? Dismissible. Dismissible will keep like this. And inside, if you want uniform appearance, then for headings, you keep alert title. Title is good. For subheadings, you keep class as what? Alert subtitle. For links, you can put a class called what? Alert link. This will keep all of them in alert uniform. Link color, text color, everything will be uniform. Now on this close button, it should close. Then what we have to do for the button, we have to add an attribute, data BS. BS what? Dismiss. Dismiss. What to dismiss? Alert. Component name. Automatically you click, it will close. You can have that. You can have multiple actually. Suppose I am giving a form in this. This is one. I have another one. This one is insert record. Suppose I am giving insert record. Record inserted. Suppose I am giving just message record inserted. And this I will give instead of danger, I will give what? Success. You see now two are present. And it's not necessary that you have to put a close button. Actually, when I click close, this will be closed. This close, it will be closed. It's not necessary that you put a close button. I will remove this close button. Instead of close button, below this link, I will put a button OK. Class BTN, suppose success. That is OK button. Huh? Now I will put a line break better, BR. Will put a line break, BR. It will come like this. On this OK button, it should close. Simple. Here you write as what? Data BS, dismiss. Dismiss what? Alert. Then automatically it will close on this click. You can put a close button or you can simply put this button. So you can easily manage by using this option. These are components. Bootstrap is very famous with these kind of things. Actually, whatever up to now you learned is different. Now it is more different. Up to now, what you learned just classes for making them attractive. But now we can make them functional. That means we can make them work. They can move, they can close, they can open, they can pop up. And for that, you know logic. Just only apply some attributes. You don't need to write any logic. Actually, to achieve like this, you have to write a lot of JavaScript, jQuery. But simply through Bootstrap, you can apply all this. Real world always practices this. This is another example I will give here. This is related to what? This is related to alerts. Alerts. In Bootstrap components, we have alerts. Now we have alerts and we have carousels. Carousels, cards, and all other things that we will see in next session. This is enough for today. You need to practice this. And tomorrow, more complex, as I already told you. Tomorrow, we will see how to create sliding banners, nav bars, and all. With functionality, we will do that. Tomorrow, we'll continue. Yeah. First, please, boys leave, girls wait. After the boys, you can leave, right? Yeah. Everyone follow the notes link. There, I will upload the notes. Huh?